Hi, my name is George Foreman, an Olympic gold medalist and a heavyweight boxing champion. And here is my story. When I started my boxing career at 19, I was a force of nature. I didn't have a strategy. I didn't need a strategy. I was too strong to care about such things. I just destroyed any competition that stepped into the ring. One fateful summer of 1974, I was getting ready to demolish my next opponent, a wise-ass, big-mouthed old-timer that went by the name of Muhammad Ali. But as I was entering the ring, all I heard was boo. Every punch I landed on Ali, the crowd was booing. All I heard that day was, I fought hard, tried to ignore the psychological warfare the crowd and Ali were waging against me. But things didn't exactly go as planned. He wore me out and then kicked my ass. I licked my wounds and came back only to get my ass kicked again by a guy called Jimmy Young. To make things worse, I felt sick on the same night. It was a near-death experience, and at the time there seems to have been no light at the end of the tunnel. I knew I had to make changes. I was an angry and unhappy man who just hit rock bottom professionally. I stepped away from the ring, I found God, and decided to devote my life to Him. I used to joke that Young had knocked the devil out of me. 10 years went by. My newfound belief helped me find peace, but new trouble stirred. I was spending most of my money on my wife, my 8 children, and the youth center I created. Financially desperate, I had to go back to what I knew best, boxing. Going back to the ring would also give me a shot at fighting the youngest heavyweight champion in history, Mike Tyson. At the time, I was 38. I knew I did not have the strength of a 20-year-old man, and I could no longer keep my balance after throwing big punches. I also realized I let myself go while I was away. It wasn't just old age, it was an addiction to fast food. There was no way around it. I had to slim down and get fit again. I also knew I had to fight differently. I thought about what it would take to beat my opponents in the ring. While I was away, I had a lot of time to think about my boxing strategy. Much of my energy was drained by tension and nerves, which led to later round fatigue. I developed a more relaxed boxing style, and that did the trick. Before I knew it, I was on a winning streak again, and this time I was actually happy doing it. I became smiling, friendly George. Having gone through this rebirth, I knew my success was due to a healthier lifestyle, but I also knew I could not go on boxing forever. Younger and more physically agile people were coming up every day to challenge the old champions. I had to move on to something else. That was when Russell Hobbs approached me. They were looking for a spokesperson for a fat-reducing grill. At the time, I had no interest in business, but I saw this as an opportunity to help others my age regain their health. I wanted to show these people 40 is not a death sentence. The original arrangement gave me 40% of the profits on each grill sold, and that came to about $4.5 million a month at its peak. I started to realize that there was an opportunity to do more in the business world and capitalize on my healthy lifestyle and my newfound popularity. At this point, I realized I could strike out on my own. I made a game change in 1987. Now it's time for the second game change. This is George Foreman. Thank you.